let's say there's a problem and you can't detox. The trash builds up, kind of like that picture, right? And that's not what we want if we want to keep our immune system healthy, if we want to keep our gut healthy. So we end up developing a toxic state. Now, how do you know if you are in a toxic state? Well, it's actually not that simple because the symptoms are often pretty vague. Like, I don't feel good, my energy's off, I feel anxious, I have pain, I can't sleep, my stomach hurts, and then you go and do a bunch of tests and nothing comes up. And your doctors tell you you're fine, except that you're not fine. There's a lot that's not right with you. Because I think we, as people who live with MS, I think we have a pretty good sense of what's going on with our bodies, if not too good, where we're a little hyper vigilant about what's going on with our bodies. So the symptoms of toxicity are vague. There isn't one symptom that I could say, if you have this, you have toxicity. It doesn't work that way. But the other thing is that it involves multiple systems. Your mood is off, your GI tract isn't right, your immune system's off, you're not sleeping. It's kind of like hitting a lot of different systems. You have brain fog, you can't think, you can't concentrate. It's like your symptoms are all over the place, but it's not enough for your doctor to say, hey, I examined you, or I did a lab test and I know what that is. They just kind of send you home because we don't really have a way of putting a name to it. And like I just said, it won't show up in your standard labs. Okay, we have some indirect lab markers that your regular doctors will draw that might point to toxicity, but we don't have any great labs to help us, tell exactly whether or not you're toxic or not. So there are many different body systems that are damaged by toxins building up in the body. And in functional medicine, we think a lot about body systems rather than organs. Okay, so here are just some of the systems that can get damaged. In fact, everything in the body can get damaged, but our nervous system can get damaged for sure. So this could be the brain, it could be the nerves. The mitochondria can get damaged by toxins. So for example, mercury can damage these tiny little energy factories in our cells that produce ATP molecules for us. And those molecules help generate energy in the body. So for example, we know many heavy metals can damage mitochondria. And going back to the nervous system, well, organophosphate pesticides can damage the nervous system. And this is why you want to avoid chemically treated food. Okay, I know that's such an ugly term, chemically treated food, but we don't think of the food that we eat as treated with chemicals. But if we're eating conventionally grown food that has had pesticides sprayed on it, that to me is a chemically treated food. And many of these pesticides are neurotoxins, and none of us need more insult to our nervous systems, right? All right. The gastrointestinal system can go out of balance. So for example, you could get leaky gut from the repeated exposure to many different toxins. Your microbiome can also be disrupted. For example, artificial sweeteners, the ones that are 0 calorie, they won't bump up your blood sugar, or at least that's how they're marketed to us. Things like Splenda, NutraSweet, these things can actually disrupt your gut microbiome. So a good reason to get rid of processed foods. Your hormones can go out of balance. Many of these toxins are hormone disruptors. We call them endocrine disruptors, and they can get into the body, like BPA found in plastics, can get in and turn on estrogen receptors and increase estrogenic activity in the body. So it starts disrupting hormone balance in humans. And this is actually far more common than we think. And of course, the immune system can get damaged by many of these things. There's actually data that volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, phthalates, heavy metals can damage the immune system and can lead to inflammation. So as you can see, toxins can hit on so many of our key body systems that actually play a very important and delicate role in our bodies.